Okay, I'm gonna call to order the White Lake Library Board monthly meeting for the month of April. And we'll start at, what's that, 46?
6:46.
6:46. Okay, you want to do the call to order, Carrie? Do I want to do the pledge? Well, not because it has it after the call to order.
Oh, I.
That was called ordered,
I know, which I did.
right? It's not a pledge.
She asked me if I wanted to do the pledge first, and I said no, because it's not like that on the agenda.
No, sorry, I thought you were asking me if I wanted to do roll call, so I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's no
No,
problem.
that's my problem. Okay, so we did the call to order
Mhm.
and Carrie's on top of things. She knows we did that first. And then now we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance and then we'll do the call. Okay,
Pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
now we can do the roll call
Okay. President Jennifer Schultz,
here.
Vice President Eric Shotwell,
Present.
Treasurer Gwendolyn Newman absent excused, Secretary Carrie Francis present. Trustee Becky Knapp. Here. Trustee Williams Lonsberry.
Present.
Director April Stevenson and Assistant Director Amy Rosen are also in attendance.
Okay. Now, I think we have 2 sets of minutes this time.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second. Happy.
All in favor?
Aye.
We got 4 yes votes. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, I'm having problems seeing stuff. So it's like that line's not there. So I'll look twice next time I call the next thing, or you just tell me I'm wrong. That works too.
Thank you.
Okay. So we don't have any public at this time. And now we're to the minutes, and we do have 2 sets of minutes. We have a special meeting. So who would like to approve the March meeting minutes as presented?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from our March meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that was 4 yes votes. And let's do the same thing for the special meeting that we had on April 3rd.
All right, motion to approve the minutes of the meeting from April 3rd.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, another 4 yes votes. Okay. So, I don't have anything in particular for the president's report. Do you have anything, Eric?
Nothing for the vice president's report this week.
Okay. Gary, do you have anything?
Nothing for the Secretary's report.
Okay, so are you filling in for Gwen? Did she ask you to do that? Yes?
I am.
Well, there you go. It's now time for the treasurer's report, Becky.
Looking at the finances, the only thing to note is that, on April 22nd. On the CDs. We did open, a new CD. It's 7-month CD. So this is the one that matured
On the 17th.
I'm gonna list it.
Okay, it's not listed on here, but the one that matured on the 17th, we renewed. We opened it on the 22nd, 7 months for the $1,444 and $144,231.90 at 4.48%. Any questions regarding any of the finances?
No. It's still a pretty good rate.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, since it's opened, we don't need a,
Yes. So it's not reflective in the sheet?
No, because it was opened, this week, so this was as of March 31st. In the top,
Yeah.
so the one that is, the one at Genesis, the 4/17/25 maturity date, that is the one that we renewed.
One that was that's the one that was previously at 5.15.
Mhm. And so now it'll be at 4.48.
we don't need to make any motions, right? Because that's already opened. Okay.
Yeah, because we need the motion in March.
The last one. Okay. Anything else to add?
I do not.
Okay.
I don't even imagine to accept the bills for James as presented.
I'll second this.
Thank you, Eric. All in favor?
Okay.
Or yes votes? All right, so that brings us to you, April. With our director's report.
Very much, just a simple pass around, we did receive, several of us received a very nice thank you card from our intern that was here for a while. She was wonderful, can't say enough. And we did receive a wonderful comment, regarding our staff member Maria. She was very kind and helpful, worked her magic to get, some stuff off her device, I suppose, the computer, and to get her paper copies, so. Very well. As far as the director's report, we, just a few things to share. We opened up the patios for the season, so if you do have an opportunity or want to come on out, they are officially open. We had colorful umbrellas out there, so it's very inviting to come on out. The summer newsletter has been mailed. We're quite proud of it. It's very, matches the summer reading program, which is all about art. It's always a fun thing for kids.
Are they doing the thing where we get artwork, replications of artwork to put outside the building or inside the building?
That wasn't offered this year by the BIA.
Did you say was not?
Try it, right.
Okay.
So we always try to get involved in.
Okay.
But,
Oh, really? Okay.
Waterford Township Library just celebrated their 60th anniversary, and two of our staff members were able to attend that. Our statistics are looking good. The library app statistics are now in the report here. We did soft launch on our third, public launch on the first. No flying. So our users are going up, and there's an explanation there. We're going to keep them there. With what is a current user? How are they tracked? Because it's each device is tracked separately. So, for instance, I can have it on my tablet and my work phone and my personal phone, and that would be 3 different devices and different tracking. So, just to kind of give you an explanation of what that all means. How many times the app was launched? Obviously, you can see it skyrocketed. And what our popular pages are currently in the app. So, just to give you a few things, if you use our app a lot and there's things that you would like to see statistics wise, let me know and we'll see what we can do. Otherwise, for that, we had to get a lot sent out to the interior door here, the electric door opener, it would not open all the way. So you push the button and it would kind of do like, well, I'm not sure I want to open all the way, but yeah. So, that actually took some doing. We contacted the door people we had out, vendor we had out last year, and they said that aspect of it is not something that they work on. So finally, 2 vendors later, we found a very well qualified, locksmith who knows everything about electric door openers, and is somewhat local, so yay. The Friends held their puppet show on April 5th. This was very well received by kids and grandparents. So much so that they are going to consider doing a spring type of program for children in years to come. So it was very popular and very thankful to them for that. They have decided to change their Future Friends membership renewal dates to reflect the calendar year. So if you are a friend, you know that their normal renewal date has been in September every year. And that's going to now be dues payable in December each year or to cover January to December of the following year. So more to come on that. We received proclamations on our 50th anniversary from both Oakland County and Senator Runstead. So I want to give a big thank you to both of them. Staff attended the Lakeland High School Career Expo. Last month was the Milford one. So great opportunity to connect with high school students. Representatives of Flagstar Bank joined us for our Smart Money Week story time. So they basically come out and are guest story time readers and brought us some piggy banks. So big thank you to Flagstar. And as I mentioned in the thank you letter, our OCT intern Taylor just finished up her time here with us. She put in a ton of work in book reference and circulation, helping with our seed library reading, deleting and cataloging. Taylor was a joy to work with. And lastly, anniversaries. Faith is celebrating 2 years, Mary Lou 2 years, all of them are celebrating 2 years, Faith, Mary Lou, and Nancy. So very thankful we have them on staff. Takes teamwork to make the dream work, and that's that for that part of the report. Moving on to statistics. March brought about some very good statistics. The circulation was the highest since July of 2024. Our new card registration is the highest in 5 years. Our door count is also the highest in 5 years. I will mention it was a book sale month, so it does help. Something I want to draw your attention to here, public computer station logins and Wi-Fi all in one. That was the highest in 5 years as well. I'm showing you the next one, which is an example of separating out what I'd like to do in the future is pulling the public stations usage on its own. Right now, we have public stations plus Wi-Fi, and then we have Wi-Fi. And so after discussing with staff, we decided that we were going to show you an example of what that looked like, because I personally would like to just see public computer station usage, Wi-Fi on 2 separate things. I don't know why we have to have the one that's duplicative.
Well, it makes sense to have it as public computer station usage in particular is separated out, because if there's at some point there's a decline in that, you'd want to know so you don't have to replace the computers anymore.
So if you're okay with it going forward, we will have them separate out. Wi-Fi, best Wi-Fi usage, best since October of 22. And reference questions, best since last July. So so far so good. Overdrive is good. Hoopla, highest in 5 years. It was a busy month.
Yeah.
Have we gotten any like increased access on Hoopla or anything else that would have helped that number to be bigger?
So it has gone up a little bit, due to a couple of changes we've made to try to increase those music because I. just
I
wanna
know
make
we
sure
always
that
had a
we're-
line of people waiting, so.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're getting our bang for the buck with that service. People's had some issues recently,
Mhm.
so and we're watching that very carefully.
Okay.
I'm not completely happy with the usage per the amount. But, we'll see how.
Okay.
So that, my report.
Okay,
Good month.
thank you, ma'am. So committee reports. William, do you have the building report stuff?
Do I have it here? Yep.
Okay.
Give me a second here.
Sure.
The last meeting follow-up, we had a digital sign vendor presentation. Brooks Broughton of Blue Water Technologies. We've now received 3 quotes and all 3 needed some tweaks. Action item committee will soon get together and review the recommendation. We're facing some interesting issues with the pricing due to the tariffs. Updates, donor tree. I think we pretty much left that where we were last time.
I can tell you that as of today, I just received an email at 4:52. They have received the glass artwork. And they've been engineering the weight of the glass objects and how to attach them correctly to the tree. They now have a plan and had started production. They have, they will be creating the acrylic leaves that people will be able to purchase and put, names of who they want on that. And get us the max word count, which we are waiting for on that. And they have not issued an install date, but they are closer to finishing production on what they need to get to that install date. So that is the last I've heard for today.
Okay.
Got it.
And then we have the additional counter space in the Idea Lab. Still have 1 quote and the second quote is split. And then material and labor, we touched base on that. No, we're still waiting on that.
So Goyette I can update you on that as well. Is that what you're talking about? The
No, I'm
Goyette?
talking about, I haven't got to that one yet, but
Yes,
I was
they
talking
did.
about the counter
Labor
space.
portion?
Yes.
He is due to email it to me any day.
All right, and then the used storage room has an on-off leak due to several failed 3-inch hydraulic couplings on the heating mains. And you said what now?
So yeah, they were out today to fix it. It actually, I think he said only requires 1 coupling to be replaced, but I'll double check with that. They are back ordered on the insulation that has to be put back on it, and that should be just a few days. They'll be back out to deal with that. They weren't able to test because it was too hot today. So, hopefully in a few days, they'll make sure that it properly kicks on, but so far it seemed like it was heading in the right direction to work, but
It's Michigan, it'll change.
yeah. But the leak is fixed, so.
So when you say they were unable to test it because the temperature was too hot inside the building.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't want to, our electronic portion of the control is, they didn't want to mess with that, and I really didn't want them messing with it because that's run by Johnson Controls. And I did want to facilitate an extra call with Johnson Controls if they started fiddling with it. This is something that has happened several times in the past where Goyette comes out to fix a mechanical component. They want to test it. They look at the software, they start fiddling with the temperature readings on that, and then they wind up having to call Johnson Controls. So we're gonna play it by ear and see.
Okay, so no sense opening up a can of worms. You can't close. You can't close today. I have that similar issue at home with my furnace. So. Boiler. I believe that was it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm on the back here. Still investigating the cracks in the painting and the carpet.
That will be coming about in early summer. I just needed in time to propose it in the budget.
All right. And you followed up with us on your conversation with
I'm gonna be sending.
Blue
you-
Water, with Blue Water?
Yeah.
You did.
I sent you, all the, building committee, his updated one. There was, talks about, answer some of the questions. There, but we'll talk about that on Monday also.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, so Becky, you wanna do finance committee?
So the finance committee met April 9th. We went over the 2025 budget. The final property tax payment arrived and it was less than anticipated. So we will continue to monitor the budget. The auditor was in yesterday and we had members of the finance committee meet with her. We did roll over the Genesis CD on April 22nd. For the legacy sponsorships and donation tree levels, we're waiting on the installation, so a picture can be added to the brochure. And we will be updating the brochure for previous donations, to list the donor instead of their donation amount. For the library foundation, we're continuing to investigate the feasibility of a foundation. Currently, we cannot use public funds, to set up a foundation. So we are looking into what that means and what funds we would need to be able to start that foundation. The auditor did say that we could send her a list of any of the questions we had and she would check in with her team since it's not one of her not strengths, yeah. The committee reviewed 4 public library credit card policies. And we were going to combine elements of several policies into one to establish a policy for our library. And then we're looking to explore and define the millage options. At our next meeting, we will review our actual millages and discuss whether or not we'll be combining 2 of them. At this point, we are leaning towards not combining the millages. And then we can present to the board for a discussion on how to proceed with the millage. Our next meeting is Wednesday, May 7th.
Okay. Is that it? Thank you. Eric, are you gonna do
Yep.
policy?
You'll do policy. So our last meeting was on April 1st, on Monday. We talked about sections 4.4 and 4.8, which is part-time paid time off. And with part-time staff moving to the ESTA, sick days will have to be removed from the 4.4 paid time off policy. We'll be reviewing that under new business. 4.8 paid closed holidays. We removed President's Day and added the annual library board designated floating holiday. Which we changed, I believe we changed the terminology to annual, right? So it wasn't yearly. Updated it so that all part-time employees, not just the part-time professional employees that are scheduled for 20 hours or more per week, are eligible for holiday pay annually on a prorated basis. And holiday pay will be paid at the regular rate. The change is not actually an increase to the budget. So if a part-time staff member works on a holiday, they'll get paid for it. If it's a day they don't regularly work, they take a different day off. That's how that would work. And we'll review that at the time we go through the new business as well. And then we talked about the local author policy for donated and materials that people are asking us to carry in the library. So we looked at the review of it and overall the policy review, and we decided that it needed to have an ISBN requirement. That should be a sort of a minimum requirement. I mean, you gotta have an author, a title, and an ISBN, really. So, and then the book requirements, we moved to their own section. So we also wanted to consider stating that we will only consider submissions if they're donated, rather than any other method of getting them. So the policy is also in this packet that we'll be looking at under new business, I believe, right? Or is it coming up now?
Coming up.
Not yet. Okay, that's the next meeting. That'll be,
Oh, sorry.
it's
Thought
okay.
you were talking about 4.8.
No. And our next meeting will be on June the 3rd. None of us were available during the month of May for the policy meeting, so we moved it to June 3rd for that one. And that's it for the policy committee.
Okay, and the strategic planning committee did not meet.
No, but if you want me to go over anything in this, I can.
Oh, okay.
I did want to mention, so we shared potential sponsorship information with Flagstar and Huron Valley State Bank. While I'm waiting to hear from Flagstar, I did hear from Huron Valley State Bank and they are interested in a sponsorship. And so we're working to work out what that's going to look like. It would be anywhere from $250 to $500. And I appreciate them considering, so that was really nice.
Now, is that for 2025 or is that
That's
for
right.
next year? Okay.
You said that was here on Valley.
Huron Valley State Bank. We are really getting into the schools. Emily's doing a great job with that, so we're very happy. There'll be a lot of scheduled summer reading visits going on. And is not only with Becky, but I connected with 2 patrons to receive information about local homeowners associations to start to reach out to. That's a project that I want to get started somewhat soon. And otherwise than that. I would just remind you, if you are interested, you see these copies come up that I'm sending you, if you want to learn how those go. I mean, getting the Huron Valley State Bank one was because of, going to some of those coffees and talking and just, that's what it is. But I send you with a folder, a whole packet of stuff. Jen knows, she's gone and talked and done stuff, and so it's just kind of nice, and different connections are made, and so yeah, good. Website, we are on our way, and we're getting going. Where we had the staff committee had their first website meeting with our provider, and Eric, when we get something to show you, and we're gonna have you come if you don't mind
That's great.
to the Zoom
Yep.
to get your feedback on it. Right now, we had nothing to show you, so.
Okay, that's fine. No, I look forward to it.
So we're gonna be doing that, so the full website committee will continue, and we'll bring Eric in to save his time when it's something that he can actually look at and see. So that's getting started, and as you know, the app has launched. And I'm working on that.
Yeah, if there's anything you need immediate triage on, feel free just to reach out. Not a problem.
And otherwise than that, that's it.
Okay. Are you gonna be presenting okay, so we'll move on to old business that we're wrapping up on our branding guidelines. Is it right?
Just the volunteer appreciation.
The setup for the township.
Yeah,
That's right, my.
yeah, it just struck me.
I think to do that there. I'm thinking for myself.
It's big. She's hosted for 1,000 people. So I need to help us.
There. No.
I come in underneath the door. Like,
Okay, on purpose.
from the top, from above.
Yeah, well. I was seeing a spot for a
There
while.
we go. Sounds like it, doesn't it?
I hear it.
I see a light.
I can definitely.
Gotta warm up.
Those bulbs are ridiculously expensive. Get a replace one in the school that I worked at. $300
Okay.
for a bulb.
So. Not too many changes you had asked for on this. Um, The main one was what you voted for the one cursive font. We'll take us through this, but we'll just go through it, just kind of look at it just one more time. So none of this changed from the first time you saw it. These are all recommendations of how staff are to use all of the graphics. And just explaining things, color palette, primary. Secondary. Okay, so typography was mentioned, so we wanted to, it was said that thin, Libra Franklin thin should be the first. So you'll see that that is the top one. They go in order of what they should be used, and they tell what they should be used for. So body copy, web and print friendly. This matches what is in our building here. So if you walk around, you see the giant signage. That's Libra Franklin. Trajan Pro is what goes with the logo. This one here, I'll draw your attention to this, you cannot italicize Trajan Pro.
Yeah.
So that's why that looks that way. This is, again, it's used sparsely, because we don't want it to reduce the effectiveness of our main logo. This is what you all voted for as your top choice. Angeletta was what it was called for the cursive version. This one is only to be used for special instances, and it's not to be used for a string of more than 4 words. So it's very short, specific things. It's not, it's very limited. The primary one is going to be the Libra Franklin.
You don't control how it links together. That's in the font itself.
Yeah, the kerning,
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you call that?
kerning, it's kerning.
I can't see it, it's me too. And
Yeah, there's monospace fonts and then there's kerned fonts. So monospace is like your typewriter where every letter is exactly the same size,
Right,
although the old typewriters, they weren't.
exactly, yeah.
we took care of the cursive font. Are there any issues with accessibility? No, Canva, which is where we make all of our marketing, takes care of color issues. Libra Franklin, tagline, yeah, we italicized the middle through, and yeah, those are the notes I had. So if you are all good with this, then we will put it into use. Official.
Do we need a motion at all?
If you're good, then I shall. Move on.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Looks good,
Yeah.
nice and clean.
Praise yourself.
I actually like the fact that Libra Franklin, the dots over the eyes are square.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's a small thing, but it adds like some weight to the.
Yeah.
The font.
right. So Carrie, I would just show that that's closed, right? And then you want to just present the two policy issues together?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay,
So presenting both of these together, you should have it in your packet.
yeah.
There's section 4, time off and benefits, and it's 4.4 and 4.8. So you'll notice on 4.4, we just removed exactly what I had said before. Instead of it just saying it may be used for sick time, and vacation time. It just says
Personal, leave.
that, yeah, there's no more sick time, so we pulled the sick time.
Okay,
And then on 4.8, as mentioned in the review, we removed President's Day and then added the annual library board designated floating holiday to that. We added a couple pieces of verbiage for explanation of terminology there, no real big change there.
Mhm.
And since it was the first of the two library holidays, we said holiday days rather than calling them holidays specifically.
Mhm.
And then we amended the bottom under 4.8.2 to take out the part that says professional employees who work less than 40 hours. It's now staff who are scheduled for 20 or more hours.
Mhm.
So, and then the other change above that, if I skipped over those other two, were more or less just not typographic, but essentially just stylistic to match the first paragraph from the attorney. And that's it.
Okay,
So we just need to have a vote on, we can vote on both of them together. We can vote on one, each of them individually.
all right.
So I would like to make a motion then. I'll do them individually since they're listed in new business individually. I think
Okay,
it makes sense to vote on them individually. So for 4.4 part-time paid off, under section 4 time off and benefits, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the change as written.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
For
William,
section-
hold on,
Yes, I.
Yep, you did.
did you, okay,
And then for section 4.8, under
It's
4
4
time
yes
off and
votes, Harry.
benefits, the paid closed holidays. I would like to make a motion that we accept that policy amendment with the changes as written.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 4 yes votes. Did we have any announcements?
One thing that I just want to remind
ahead.
everybody, I reminded William about it earlier, and I was reminding myself, and I mentioned it to him. The volunteer appreciation breakfast is this Saturday, right? Okay. So,
If you haven't RSVP'd, probably not. Tell me yes or no.
I'll be there, but I don't know what time it is. Okay,
It is being catered by Team and Evening, so we're excited about that.
they have good
I would
food.
just say, if I could just mention, don't forget, the 50th anniversary party, June 21st, 2025, 6 to 9 at DJ, and don't want to say which food truck we're working on, but we're working on a food truck, so could be really good, just saying.
Okay,
So
nice.
be there or be square, the museum's is.
Any particular cuisine we should be looking for?
Oh, now, now.
Yeah, good answer. Good
Good
answer.
stuff.
The volunteer breakfast, 8:30 until,
1 hour.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you, I'm gonna do that as well.
yeah, please do. It's a good time, lots of good food.
Okay. So if that's all we have, then I would need a motion.
Motion to adjourn at 7:24.
Okay,
Second.
Becky second. All in favor?
Aye.
Wanted to drag that out.